Oh, hello everyone again. It's Susie from Messari Trading Solutions. I hope you're all well. I hope you're looking after yourselves, living the life that you want to live, being kind to your family and friends, being kind to your animals, being kind to your pretty cats, your beautiful dogs, also being kind to people in the world generally just to make this a better place, plus looking after the environment. Something that came across my desk which really interests me, and it's also sort of attached to obviously what sort of exchanges should we be using and why. It was a report by Messari by Jack Purdy, and I thought it was quite an interesting report. And it was talking about the volume that exchanges do, and also what happens in terms of when they issue their own exchange traded coin. And effectively what we find is obviously when they issue their own exchange traded coin, there's a lot of volume done initially, and obviously there's a lot of hype. The coin gets done, and then volume's up, and then after 30 days later the volume comes off. But something that really, really interests me was the report that they actually mentioned, which I had a look at the report. It was actually a proper analytical type report done by Almelda Research Criteria, and essentially this report was looking at the exchanges and how much volume they do, looking at the largest exchanges down to some of the smallest exchanges. And what they found was the exchanges, when exchanges have a spike in volume, it tends to trickle down to the smaller exchanges from the larger exchanges. If the large exchanges are doing a lot of volume, then it tends to tick down to the smaller exchanges. But conversely, when smaller exchanges see spikes at times, when their larger counterparts are not, say, for example, a very small exchange like Bitbox, and when their larger counterparties, say, like something like Binance, is not seeing the volume, then usually something like Bitbox or something else, potentially those results could be manipulated. Now, I found this very, very interesting indeed. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this report, and we're going to have a good look at this report, because I did find this quite interesting in itself. Okay, the clients pay when using an exchange. All right. Also, a big cryptocurrency exchange like Binance will also charge issuers to put their new tokens or coins on the exchange. Now, Binance will charge an issuer a fee for allowing that issuer to put their tokens on their exchange. And they may charge that issuer $1 million or $2 million or $3 million to put their coin on Binance's exchange, because Binance effectively give that issuer or that coin or that token access to a $9 million client base or a 10 million client base. You know what I'm saying? So they're actually giving access to that issuer the client base of the clients in the exchange. So it is worth a lot of money to Binance to put on new coins, but also the coin that gets issued, they want to be on an exchange that has the most clients, that do the most trading and buy coins or sell coins, so they get liquidity in their own coin or token. Okay, and that's really, really important. So that's why it's very important for coins and tokens that have been issued to go onto the large exchanges, so they get liquidity in their coin or token. Now, without liquidity in your coin or token, you're dead in the water, okay? No one's going to buy the coin if they can't get out of it. No one's going to buy the token if they can't get out of it. So that's why crypto exchange volume is really, really important. And it's the fundamental basis to how a crypto exchange makes money. If there's no clients on exchange, no clients trading or buying or selling, they're not doing it, they're not borrowing money, they're not using margin, or they're not, there's no new issue of tokens on that exchange or coins, then that exchange is effectively not making any money, all right? So Binance or Coinbase Pro, some of the bigger exchanges have 9 to 10 million clients, and they make a lot of money in revenue. And as we know, Binance came out recently and said they made $1 billion in revenue. Okay, so when we look at this report by Almelda Research called Investigation Legitimacy Report of Cryptocurrency Exchange Volume, it's a fascinating report, and it was done July 3rd, 2019. Now, the thing is, Almelda Research, an independent company, and they basically had 5 different criteria to how they measure cryptocurrency exchange volume. Okay, and they found over the last couple of years, exchange volume for a lot of the different smaller exchanges has been falsified. In other words, the small cryptocurrency exchanges that barely have any clients have falsified their volume. In other words, that's almost like falsifying their revenue. Now, if a cryptocurrency exchange doesn't make revenue on their exchange, they go bust, okay? It is not an ongoing business going forward. And we have seen lots of cryptocurrencies exchanges go bust. And don't forget, globally, there's about 9,000 cryptocurrencies. If you look on CoinMarketCap, there's about 301 cryptocurrencies, okay? So there are a lot of cryptocurrencies out there, and everyone is trying to get you as a client. So that's why there's so many freebies out there. You know, trade with us. We're not going to charge you any fees for trading. Trade with us. We'll give you some free coins, whatever. Everyone is trying to get the same client, okay? Now, the bigger exchanges have a robust system. They have insurance like Coinbase. They're licensed with the US Securities Commission like Coinbase, and they also have insurance, okay? Now, a lot of the exchanges do not have insurance. They're not licensed, and they don't have insurance if they get hacked, all right? Whereas Coinbase is licensed with the SEC, they have insurance, and if they get hacked, they can actually give you your money back, and they have good security generally as a rule, okay? So CoinMarketCap does show volume for the exchanges, but doesn't necessarily mean that volume or how much is traded for each cryptocurrency pair is actually right, okay? And we have found that a lot of the crypto exchanges, the smaller ones, are falsifying their own volume to make you and me think that they're doing more volume than what they really are. Because the crux of this is they don't write volume, they don't write revenue, and the exchange itself is not earning any income and going broke every day that it doesn't write any volume, has no liquidity, and no one is going to trade on the exchange. It's a bit like a restaurant. A very busy restaurant, everyone goes to it, but there might be a restaurant next door that no one goes to and no one will continue to go to, okay? So what we found pretty much with Amelda Research, they did a lot of research into the volume of the exchanges and what they're saying. And basically, they set up 5 criteria. Now, anyone can pull off this report off the internet. Very, very easy to do. Just pull it off, and just pull it off, okay? And so what they did is Amelda Research is a quantitative cryptocurrency trading firm with offices all around the world. And they basically collected an enormous amount of data from all the major exchanges in the world to see what volume was being disclosed by all the cryptocurrency exchanges out there. Now, the thing is, what's important is, now look at it sensibly. Say, for example, if Binance was really busy in their cryptocurrency exchange and doing a lot of volume because the markets are volatile, you'd expect other cryptocurrency exchanges, even the small ones, to be relatively busy. But if Binance is not busy and they've got 9 to 10 million 10 million clients, and so's Coinbase, right, and they're not busy, then how can really, when you think about it, other cryptocurrencies in the world be busy when the major cryptocurrency exchanges are not busy? Yes, you might say to me, oh, but they trade in different parts of the world. But generally, markets do operate the same. If one cryptocurrency market or exchange is going to be busy, generally you'll find the other one will be, okay? Particularly when it's got most of the volume and most of the client base. You see what I mean? But it is very inconsistent if a small cryptocurrency exchange is busy when the major cryptocurrency exchanges are not busy. It's akin to the American Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange not being busy, and yet some little stock exchange down the road is really busy. It doesn't make a lot of sense on a practical setting, okay? So basically, they wanted to ascertain how much volume is actually traded on the top cryptocurrency exchanges every day. And they developed 6 criteria to be able to do that, okay? So what they did is they did manual investigations of website trading history. And I won't go too much into, their exact criteria, but you can look this up and you can go through it. So one criteria was that. The second criteria was they basically looked at fraction points with prints with cross the best bid and offer, okay? So if you've got a very liquid exchange with lots of clients, your buy-sell spreads are going to be very tight, okay? If it's not a liquid exchange, the buy-sell spreads are going to be very wide. And what I mean by that is if there's hardly any clients on an exchange, you might be able to buy something at 35 cents, but you can't get out of it. You can't sell it back. You can only sell it back at 32 cents. So the bid-offer spread is 3 cents. But if it's a highly liquid exchange where there's 10 million clients, you'd be able to buy something at 35 cents and get out of it at 0.349999. You get my drift, okay? So the next criteria was they compared hourly volume to hourly volume exchanges widely accepted as legitimate, okay? And they gave a list of what they regarded as wildly acceptable, legitimate type of exchanges. And those exchanges, as we suspect, are the big ones, okay? Coinbase, Polynex, Bittrex, Gemini, Kraken, Bitstamp, and Binance also. Now, Coinbase, as I said, and Gemini are regulated by the Security Exchange Commission. They're also licensed and they also have an insurance fund, okay? So very strong exchanges. Also, we know Coinbase has 10 million clients and we know Binance has about 9, all right? So the fourth criteria was a melder's research volume. They made a comparison of Melbourne's research volume on exchange to its typical volume. Now, when you're doing all this and you're looking at detail of volume all the time for all the different exchanges, you are going to find, the red flags or something that it's not consistent, all right? And that's what Imelda did, and they found things that were not consistent. Okay, the next thing they did was criteria 5, comparison of the total exchange order book depth to its volume. And they established certain rules for that, which you can go into this report in a lot more detail and look at that. And number 6, they also did a fraction of exchange markets with reasonable order book depth compared to its volume and did a few calculations, all right? And what they found with all this is, and they've got screenshots, and they looked at all the different, the transactions and everything else in the volume over a certain amount of time. They actually found that certain exchanges were generally always busy in certain periods of time, and certain exchanges were just not busy at all, okay? And what they came up with pretty much is they found that only a few exchanges passed most of the tests, including Binance, and some of the exchanges didn't pass the test, the volume test, and they believe the volume was actually fraudulent, okay? So if we go down and we come to the summary of this very quickly, and I won't go into the detail of this, but do look at this report. It's very, very interesting report, okay? And what they found in conclusion going forward was that these exchanges, passed the test, and these other exchanges did not pass the test, okay? So of the different criteria. So going forward, they found these are the exchanges that passed the test and these are the exchanges that didn't. So when they went through the criteria, they found BitMEX, Coin, Tiger, Kraken, Coinbase, of course, Ubi, Bitfinex, Binance, Gemini, as you expect, Polynex, they all passed. SEX going down. And the ones that failed, which I found was interesting, was HitBTC, Upbit, FTT6, BitTrue, CoinX, OakCoin, going down, going down, going down. Okay, very, very interesting indeed. That was for criteria. Here we go, quickly go down. Criteria 3 results. Then if we went to, Chinese exchange index, they found the ones that passed, as you can see, were all the way down. And the ones that continue to fail were Bitrue, FTX, Oakcoin, as you can see, Bitforex, Big One, IDEX, Coinbin, Bitthumb, Bibex, and CoinSuper. Interestingly enough, I don't use any of those exchanges, okay? Then they found the ones that failed keep going down, and this is their results, not mine, on criteria 4, were basically fail. Interesting, they got a pass, yes, Banana's got a pass. Bitforex was a fail, Bitrue fail, Bitstamp pass, Bittrex pass. So all the exchanges that I would regard as reputable exchanges got a pass, like Coinbase Pro, which you'd expect, but all the exchanges that I think are not reputable passes, not reputable exchanges, got to fail, okay? Polynex pass, and we know that Justin Sun has got some equity in Polynex now. They got a pass. Crypto Ton, which I've never heard of, fail. QCon pass, and whatnot, okay? So you get the general idea. So again, if we look at criteria 5, IDEX, okay, Bitrue on this level, criteria 5, and I'm not quite sure what criteria 5 was, but if you go through pass, 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 and UB pass, and then going forward. So then we go to the next result, 6, and again, you can keep going down, 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 okay? So when we get the overall summary here, and this is the overall result summary. So overall, for all the exchanges, and we really want, obviously, the highest result is 5, okay? BitMEX had a pass all the way through. Hubi token, 4.5, Binance 5. So all the ones that I think, that I would expect to have high rating because, I think they're the best. CoinPro Base got 5. Bitfinex 5. And these are all the ones I pretty much use, okay? But if we go to some of the smaller ones, Bitbox 2.5. Go to some of the lesser ones. And the ones that got really bad ratings were Bit 1.5, BTC Box 1.5, CoinX at 1.5, Bitrue at 1, CoinSuper at 1, 0, CryptoTono, CoinTiger, CoinBenny. So basically, you'd have to be very concerned about exchanges where this is actually saying their adjusted volume is 0, and yet they've reported this sort of volume, okay? Because if an exchange's adjusted volume is 0, these exchanges here are not making any money, no revenue whatsoever. If an exchange is not making any revenue, there is no continuity in their business model. The exchange ongoing will go broke. And, if they're disclosing this is volume and they're not doing this volume, it's actually fraud. And if, according to this report, this analysis, they've actually said that these exchanges are actually doing 0 volume. And interestingly enough, these exchanges here, I would not touch with a barge pole. So please make up your own mind, guys and girls. Also, what's interesting about the Messari report, it also alludes to some exchanges use basically price makers to create liquidity, to get a lot of stuff behind a coin when it's going to ICO and when it's going to be listed, and these price makers are paid a fee to make markets, all right? And these price makers are Wintermute, and they're paid a fee to make markets, to make volume look bigger than what it is. And, these are actually ugly tactics of crypto markets in some ways. So, and also Messari mentioned also CoinFlow, who also make markets as well. But Messari did say that after a new coin comes to the market on an exchange and they get their money, then hardly any volume is being done later on some of the very small exchanges. And that's not a great story, okay? That's very concerning, all right? And this report here, as you can see, adjusted volume and reported, adjusted volume is 0, but they're reporting high volume is basically fraud, okay? And on every level, they're giving fail, 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 which is a big, big concern, I have to say. So also, there was another thing in the Messari report they mentioned that, certain exchanges, certain companies can pay, can charge, 100,000 or 200,000 or whatever to make markets in tokens to create liquidity. And that's something you're seeing here if you look up this SEC agreement, agreement with GSR Markets, right? Blockstack and GSR Markets have an agreement to create liquidity in a coin or a token, and they're paying. They will pay GSR $100,000 as a setup fee and $20,000 per month for 6 months as a retainer for GSA's provision of analysis of stacks tokens liquidity and to keep this liquidity going. So you just need to be aware of these things in cryptocurrency markets so that you can make informed decisions yourself and know the risks that you're running. It's not me saying this. I have the proof, and the proof is in reports that are out there that will show you the reality, okay? Now, Pricewaterhouse also brought out another report and was also talking about, liquidity of certain exchanges and fund performance and all that sort of thing, and how hard it was for wholesale funds, to trade on some of the exchanges that were not bona fide and were not doing volume or anything else, and basically had illiquidity on some of those exchanges. And it's really important for you guys and girls to be aware of this seriously, because honestly, it's hard enough making money in the cryptocurrency market, never alone running the gauntlet of risk when you're investing or doing something on certain exchanges that are not showing the correct volume. They're not making money, they don't have the client base, and there's basically no liquidity. And look, honestly, if an exchange is not making money, there's no continuity in that exchange and that business model going forward. As we know, there are a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges out there. A lot of them will bite the dust in the next 2 years, just like Brad Garlinghouse said, in terms of, the 3,000 cryptocurrency coins and tokens. Most of them, 95 to 99% of them, will bite the dust in the next couple of years, okay? So really important to do your homework. I hope this helps, guys. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Please look after yourself. Be kind to your family and friends. Be kind to yourself, more importantly as well. Please be kind to animals. And please just be kind to people in the world generally and the environment to make this a better place, because this world is becoming an increasingly unfriendly, horrible, nasty, nasty place. And I don't want to be like that at all. And people bag me, but honestly, if you think I'm a bad person, boy, God almighty, what can I say? There's nothing I can say. I can just shake my head with disbelief because I'm not. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.